On January 1st, 2026, at exactly 3:17 a.m., at the ammunition depot in the Krasnodar region of Russia. This is the largest ammunition storage complex in southern Russia. Inside, there are 2,000 tons of artillery shells, missiles, and explosives stored across 16 reinforced concrete bunkers. This facility, honestly, holds the firepower for Russia's entire southern Ukrainian offensive. Security is, well, at the highest level. Air defenses are active, patrols are constant. Then, suddenly, the night erupts. 5 Storm Shadow cruise missiles tear through the darkness at Mach 0.95, flying low, hugging the terrain, and basically invisible to most radar systems. There are 40 seconds to impact. The first missile slams into Bunker 7. Its bunker-busting warhead drives 12 feet into reinforced concrete before detonating. What follows isn't just an explosion. It's like a volcanic eruption of fire and steel. Artillery shells begin to cook off. Missiles detonate in sequence. The shockwave rips through the complex, like dominoes made of dynamite. By 3:25 a.m., Russia's ammunition reserve for the next 3 months is burning inside a mushroom cloud visible from 80 kilometers away. This is how Ukraine opened 2026, with fire. And here's why this single depot mattered more than any frontline position. The Tikhoretsk ammunition depot wasn't just storage, it was the beating heart of Russia's artillery war. Every shell fired at Ukrainian positions, every missile launched at civilian infrastructure, every rocket barrage aimed at frontline troops passed through facilities like this one. This depot alone supplied the entire southern military district. Without it, Russian artillery goes silent. Offensive capability collapses. Sustained operations become impossible. The numbers are, honestly, staggering. Intelligence assessments confirm Tikhoretsk was holding around 2,000 tons of ordnance, enough to support 3 months of continuous artillery fire along the Ukrainian front. Thousands of 152mm artillery shells, Grad rocket ammunition, over 300 surface-to-air missiles, caliber cruise missiles, and enough small arms ammunition to equip multiple battalions. The facility spans 40 acres, 16 bunkers, each built with 3-meter-thick walls and blast doors weighing 12 tons. Russia learned some costly lessons between 2020 and 2025. Ukrainian drones had systematically hunted ammunition depots across occupied territory and deep inside Russia. Dozens were destroyed. Billions in ordnance vanished overnight. So, Moscow responded. Throughout 2025, Tikhoretsk received major upgrades. New air defense batteries were installed. Panzer S-1 systems positioned in overlapping coverage zones. Electronic warfare units were deployed to jam drones. Perimeter security was tripled. Motion sensors, thermal cameras, armed patrols with shoot-on-sight orders. On paper, Tikhoretsk was untouchable. But Ukrainian military intelligence had been watching for months. Satellite imagery tracked every delivery truck. Signals intelligence revealed stockpile levels. By late December 2025, analysts confirmed something critical. Russia had just completed a massive resupply operation. Fresh shipments arrived from deep storage facilities in the Urals. The depot was filled to maximum capacity. 2,000 tons of explosives. 16 packed bunkers. It was the single most valuable ammunition target in the entire war. There was just one problem. Tikhoretsk sits 250 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, deep inside Russian territory, protected by layered air defenses. S-400 batteries in Krasnodar provide long-range cover. Panzer systems guard the site itself. Airspace is monitored around the clock. Any aircraft entering the zone triggers an immediate response. Drones are jammed and shot down. Traditional airstrikes would be suicide. Ukraine needed something else. Something that could punch through layered defenses. Something with the range to strike from Ukrainian airspace. Something with the kinetic energy to breach 3 meters of reinforced concrete. And, something precise enough to hit individual bunkers under active air defense. They needed Storm Shadow. December 30th, 2025. Ukrainian Air Force Command initiates mission planning. Target Tikhoretsk Ammunition Depot. Weapon 5 Storm Shadow cruise missiles. Delivery platform 1 MiG-29. Objective: penetrate bunkers, trigger ammunition cook-off, destroy Russia's artillery supply chain for the next quarter. Timing was calculated with surgical care. New Year's Day, January 1st, 2026. Russian forces celebrating. Air defense crews on reduced staffing. Commanders distracted. But Ukraine waited. They let Russia enjoy the holiday. Let guards relax. Let routines settle back to normal. Then, when everyone believed the danger window had passed, Ukraine launched the first strategic strike of 2026. This wasn't just an attack, it was a declaration. 2026 would begin on Ukraine's terms. Now let me show you how Ukraine executed the most devastating ammunition depot strike of the war. 3:05 a.m., January 1st, 2026. Starokostiantinov Air Base, Western Ukraine. A single MiG-29 pilot receives authorization. 5 Storm Shadow missiles mounted, 3 under the fuselage, 2 under the wings. Total payload, 1.5 tons of bunker-penetrating destruction. Target, Tikhoretsk. Distance 485 kilometers. Mission: trigger a chain reaction that wipes out Russia's artillery capability for 3 months. The MiG-29 lifts off. No navigation lights. Radio silence. The jet climbs to 9,000 meters, banking northeast toward the Russian border. Launch position reached. 250 kilometers from Tikhoretsk, still fully inside Ukrainian airspace. Storm Shadow's 560-kilometer range means no border crossing is required. The pilot confirms targeting data. Primary target, Bunker 7. Secondary targets, Bunkers 3, 9, 12, and 14. Launch authorization confirmed. Launch sequence begins. Missile 1 drops free. Wings deploy. The turbofan ignites. It dives to 50 meters, accelerating to 1,000 kilometers per hour. 5 seconds. Missile 2 away. 5 seconds. Missile 3. The sequence continues. Within 30 seconds, all 5 Storm Shadows are racing toward Tikhoretsk. The MiG-29 banks hard and disappears back into Ukrainian airspace. Tikhoretsk Ammunition Depot. Russian radar operators detect multiple low-altitude, high-speed contacts. Panzer S-1 crews scramble, but the Storm Shadows are flying at just 50 meters, weaving through terrain and valleys, repeatedly breaking radar locks. Panzer batteries fire in desperation. 1 Storm Shadow is intercepted. The missile disintegrates kilometers out. Russian operators believe the threat is neutralized. It isn't. 4 missiles remain inbound. Missile 1 crosses the perimeter. Terminal guidance activates. The missile pitches into a 60-degree dive toward Bunker 7. The Broach bunker buster punches through the blast door and 3 meters of reinforced concrete. The 250-kilogram warhead detonates inside, igniting 200 tons of stored artillery shells. The bunker explodes outward. The roof launches skyward. Flames erupt 80 meters high. Bunker 6, just 40 meters away, begins cooking from thermal radiation. 15 seconds later, Bunker 6 detonates sympathetically. Missiles 2 and 3 strike Bunkers 3 and 9 simultaneously. 2 more volcanic eruptions. Secondary explosions ripple across the facility. Missile 5 hits Bunker 14. The blast triggers sympathetic detonations in Bunkers 13 and 15. 8 of the 16 bunkers are destroyed or actively burning. Emergency crews can't approach. The heat is overwhelming. A mushroom cloud rises, visible from 80 kilometers away. 5 Storm Shadows. 8 bunkers destroyed. Russia's 3-month ammunition stockpile is on fire. Ukraine has just demonstrated that 2026 begins on their terms. Now let's break down why this single strike is a masterclass in modern strategic warfare. Start with the economics. 5 Storm Shadow missiles, approximately $11 million. Russian ammunition destroyed 2,000 tons, with replacement costs near $500 million. Facility infrastructure damage, an estimated $200 million, plus the operational impact of losing 3 months of artillery supply. Total Russian losses exceed $700 million. That's a 64-to-1 return on investment. The timing was flawless. Ukraine didn't strike on New Year's Day, when attacks were expected. They waited 36 hours, let air defense alert levels drop, let crews relax, let command staff return to routine. Then they struck when no one was watching. Maximum surprise, maximum effect. Target selection was equally precise. Artillery ammunition is Russia's warfighting lifeline. Modern mechanized warfare consumes shells at staggering rates. Russia fires around 20,000 artillery rounds per day across the front. Tikhoretsk supplied a significant share of that demand. Destroying this depot didn't just blow up ammunition. It crippled Russia's ability to sustain offensive operations for months. The psychological impact is devastating. This was the most heavily defended ammunition facility in Russia's southern theater. Layered air defenses, hardened bunkers, maximum security protocols. Ukraine penetrated all of it with 5 missiles. If Tikhoretsk isn't safe, nothing is. Every Russian logistics officer is now staring at their storage facilities, wondering which one is next. The strategic message is unmistakable. This was the first strike of 2026. Ukraine could have chosen any target. They chose ammunition logistics. That choice defines their strategy. They are not trying to win through frontal assaults. They are collapsing Russia's ability to sustain the war itself. This is strategic exhaustion warfare, executed perfectly. The global implications are enormous. Militaries worldwide are studying this operation. Deep strikes against hardened logistics nodes, standoff precision weapons, chain reactions triggered through single penetrations. This is how future wars will be fought, not by massed armies colliding in open fields, but by surgical strikes that render those armies non-functional. Russia had 16 ammunition bunkers, Ukraine struck 5, the resulting chain reaction destroyed 8. That's a 50% facility kill from 31% weapon employment, force multiplication through physics. The moment Ukraine proved that 2026 belongs to them. 1 MiG-29, 5 missiles, 8 bunkers destroyed, $700 million in losses. 3 months of artillery operations erased. Welcome to 2026, where Ukraine writes the opening chapter, and Russia is still trying to figure out how to stop reading.